Hello. Today we'll be talking about the SOG Voodoo Hawk. SOG makes many different tomahawks. This one was originally designed as a tie-in with EA Games and is actually featured in the 2012 video game Medal of Honor Warfighter, where it is used by the character Voodoo, hence the name Voodoo Hawk. In terms of specifications, the Voodoo Hawk is 12.56 inches or 31.9 centimeters long. It is made of 3 CR13 steel, which is very similar to 420 stainless steel. It is not a full tang construction. The handle is glass reinforced nylon, which helps keep the weight down at about 28.5 ounces or about 975 grams. The trade-off is that some people have reported that the handle has actually snapped in half when it is thrown at a target. However, I've seen numerous videos where people have been very successful at throwing their Voodoo Hawks without any problems whatsoever. If we take a look at the head, it is 8 inches or 20.3 centimeters wide, with the cutting edge being 3.5 inches or 8.9 centimeters long. On the back end, there is a very powerful piercing point. At the bottom of the handle is a metal cap, which helps balance the Voodoo Hawk, and it's also very helpful if you have to smash through something with a blunt surface. It comes standard with a snap closing nylon sheath, which has 6 reinforced holes for latching into gear, and it also has a belt loop on the back side. I suppose one of the very basic questions is, does it chop wood? Well, yes, it does that rather well. Personally, if I was to do a lot of chopping, I would rather have an axe with a longer handle, but as a more portable camping or survival axe, the Voodoo Hawk is really great. But many would argue that one of its main strengths is as a tactical weapon. I would add to that by saying that it is also a great psychological self-defense weapon. What do I mean by that? Well, imagine if you had an intruder in your home. That intruder would probably not be very surprised to see you pulling out a folding knife or even a fixed blade. But if you suddenly unsheath a Voodoo Hawk, that is probably going to surprise them and wear down their confidence. I say this partially because of things I've read in these two books. In The Men, the Mission, and Me by Pete Blabber, he mentions in a few places that doing something totally out of the box, something totally unusual, will often make your enemy pause as they deal with this unexpected event. Combine that with what Lieutenant Colonel Dave Grossman calls the Bigger Bang Theory in his book On Combat. The Bigger Bang Theory is the often seen situation in combat where one side brings a larger, significantly more powerful weapon to the fight. The mere presence of that powerful weapon has a strong psychological effect on the enemy, and very often they will lose the resolve to continue the fight. Growing up and living with books and movies about confrontations in 18th and 19th century North America, like Last of the Mohicans and The Patriot, have, I think, given many people a very healthy fear and respect for tomahawks. All of these ideas together, I think, make a tomahawk a very powerful psychological self-defense weapon. But what can a Voodoo Hawk do against modern materials? Well, I texted a friend of mine if she had any ideas, and well, I'll let you read the conversation for yourselves. And so that led to a little experiment on the durability of a modern laptop computer versus the SOG Voodoo Hawk. As you can see, the laptop's frame was pretty durable, but really not up to surviving an encounter with a Voodoo Hawk. What was particularly effective was using the piercing back end, which cut right through the frame in a few places. This was a bit of an unusual demonstration, but I think it gave a very good example of the effectiveness of the Voodoo Hawk against modern materials. I really like the SOG Voodoo Hawk, and given its relatively inexpensive cost, I would highly suggest it to other people as well. I hope this has been useful to you, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.